One thing I want to ask you about is I remember you posting on Twitter and chatting like really openly about like, struggles you've had, and you were talking about, you know, behind the scenes things aren't what they appear and that kind of thing. Like, can we chat about that a bit?
Of course.
It was around the time we met.
Yeah.
You basically said like you fucking weren't having a good time, and
Well, I mean, there's more obviously to that story. At the time, I was it's not a secret, I was a drug addict.
Yeah.
I was. I can't remember how it came around, but I was had a serious addiction to cocaine. Like,
did that come out of nowhere, or was that always like a bit of a thing?
Nah, I mean, I've partied my whole life. Like, I grew up partying. I love partying.
Yeah.
Did it for years, and like just for record, like I'm 4 years sober now. I don't even drink at all anymore. I don't do anything. Great. But partying was just always part of my life, you know. And then with my job, I was working in Miami. I was traveling around the world. I was tattooing these celebrities. I was going to parties, and it was actually decent. It was good, but it just seemed there was like work and there was partying, and then it seemed to be an overlap.
Yeah.
Where I didn't know anymore if I was working or partying, because I was working while I was partying. You know, we were tattooing through the night.
Yeah.
I was tattooing like big drug dealers as well, you know. But it got to the stage where you just, you know, you're doing a bit of drugs, and then it became more and became more. And then before I knew it, like, I was doing a few grand a week, every week, every day. And then I guess at the stage there's no enjoyment.
Yeah.
It's, you need it to function. So I would wake up in the morning, I couldn't function. I would go into work, because I've been up all night, and my head's going like this, like it's just sit in my seat and fall asleep, drawing. So I would like, right, so I could make a phone call, I would get another bag, I'd do that all day, I would get through my day, brilliant. And also at the time I had depression, so this was bigging me up. I was like, yeah, I'm like, yeah. You know, you go in the bathroom, take a line, right, let's go, you know what I mean? You're on the boat buzzing all day, doing that all day, loads, and then go home at night, taking like the azepam to come down, and then go to bed, can't sleep, because I've just been taking gear all day. Next thing, alarm goes off, I haven't slept, wake up.
So it's just,
I got to do it over again.
A cycle, day after day.
It was a cycle you can't get out of. It's horrible, and you're not getting hit anymore. It's like coffee. You just need that to function.
Did people know about it at the time, or were you good at hiding it?
I was a master at hiding it. A lot of people did know because I was open with them. But like my parents, no, I was my wife. I was hiding it from everyone. Yeah, I was like the master of deceit.
Did you think that it could always like go on? Were you like,
yeah, and then it just, bro, like if I didn't stop, I'd be dead, 100%. Like I'd be dead. Yeah. It just took over my life, and then I just made a decision. Like I need to go sober, and that was actually the worst time of my life, because I made that decision. I didn't do any meetings. I just decided, right, this is it. And I went sober, and to be fair, that was it. I haven't done it since. It'll be 4 years this November. But the problem was, because I had depression and the drugs was bringing me up. Now I went sober, so there's like a chemical imbalance, which is brutal. So now for the next 2 or 3 months, man, I was a mess. Like, I didn't know if I was coming or going. So then I already had the depression mixed in now with going sober. My head was up my arse, and I really, really was struggling. And it's a weird story, and some people won't believe me, like, but a lot of people wanted me to see a counsellor for years, and it's actually hard even talking about this. I'm starting to think about the feelings, but my wife wanted me to see a counsellor and all, and I wouldn't do it. You know what men are like? I'm like, nah. Yeah. But it got to a point where I was like, I genuinely was gonna kill myself. Mm-hmm. I couldn't. I just didn't want to be here anymore. So I have kids. Like at the time, I just had two. I had 2, but I just thought about them, and I've lost 6 friends to suicide. So I know the devastation it leaves. So I don't want to be that person that puts people through that. So I reached out to my wife, and I said, like, I need to see somebody. So she booked me somebody, and I went to see him, and I hated him. Like, I hated him. He was awful. He's just an obnoxious prick. Right. And all he done was talk about himself the whole time. And I was like, I had so much stuff I just needed to get out off my chest. Yeah. All I needed was him to actually just to sit and listen to me. I didn't need him to speak. And he just went on about his qualifications and this and that, and I was sitting there being like, mate. So see at the end, I just lost the rag, and I just got up and threw the 50 quid cash at him and just walked off. And I get into the car, I just cried because I thought, because I was so certain that this guy's going to fix me. So I was like, flip, this is over. So I got into the car and drove home and just walked in, was crying, just told my wife, that's it, the show's over, don't know what I'm going to do. And everyone laughs at this, but she says, why don't you go to church? And everyone was like, I was like, mate, you don't understand how I was feeling right now. I was like, mate, wise up, like, what is that going to do? But honestly, bro, I was desperate, man. So the church near us actually does a Wednesday night service, and this was a Wednesday. I promise you, if I had to wait the Sunday, I wouldn't be here. Yeah. And so I went down, mate, and I swear, mate, from the minute I walked in that building, everything just left me.
Did you have that background? Like, do you have a religious background or anything?
No, I didn't grow up like that, but me and her went to church like years before that, and then just like for a wee while, and then just left. Cause I got her pregnant, and then it was like, again, all that nonsense, we weren't married and all that crap. Yeah. So we left, and we never went back for like 9 years maybe. So I went in, and I swore now, Shane, like from that day, my depression, from the minute I walked in that building, my depression just lifted. Everything just lifted. And I haven't felt it since.
From just going and sitting
in that building,
witnessing that kind of thing.
Well, they say it's the presence of the Holy Spirit,
right?
Just descends upon you.
And you just felt there and then like this, that's what you should be, like that's the place to be.
I've been going since that place.
Do you feel like it was more of a purpose thing? Like it was like.
Well, I think that I was meant to go through everything I went to go through because it brought me to that point. Obviously, it's hard. My family, me, I went open. I went in the public. I didn't hide it. It was in the paper, everything. But the reason for that was I wanted to help other people. Yeah. And since that, a lot of people have reached out to me, and I've helped them through it. And there's a guy. He just emailed my business one day. And my wife does emails, and she said, blah blah blah. He was asking questions about it. So I was like, get his number, I'll ring him. So I rung him, and he's been sober since. We had a big long chat. And I get a wee text every couple of months. Well, I mean, that's me 3 months sober and all, or 5 months sober, and I love it. Like,
yeah, that must be a great feeling.
Yeah, it's class because I know how it's affected my life. Yeah, my business got better, my relationships with my family got better. Everything. When I went sober, everything just lifted. You know, and my life's way better. You think you're losing out, but you're gaining so much more.
Do you still like have to work on that? If that makes sense. Like, do you still like? No,
it's done.
Yeah,
it was a battle for the first 6 months. Oh my goodness. Shane, I wasn't counting days, I was counting minutes.
Right, yeah. I
was like, I'm 645 minutes, 646 minutes. No, it was, and then it goes to days, it goes to months, now years. But now I don't even, like, you could put anything on that table now and I'll just be like,
well, that's what we're just about to do.
Like Blue Peter is one of the prepared earlier.
Just a waiter coming in, like serving up all the different stuff.
I think I see the bigger picture now of how it ruined my life.